Hello everyone, my name is John Michael Bushman and welcome back to Master Duel. We're gonna run it back with heroes this time around, and I took the more disciplined approach by reducing the new hero support to one copy apiece. Although again, I can still justify having Fountain maybe at 2 to 3 copies because he just very easily special summons himself. Duskcrow is definitely just a 2 of. He's a soft brick otherwise, and granted his effects are on normal or special summon, so that's fine in anyone's book. But the one that you can definitely get away with only one copy of is Furnace, because if you don't have any other targets in the deck, then he is pretty much worthless. I added in the Heavy Storm and Harpy's Feather Duster in the deck because back row decks definitely kill this archetype very easily, and I have been encountering, at least in my experience, a lot of back row based decks. Hint hint, Dracotail is one of them. And yeah, no hand traps per usual. The only interaction really I have is Droplet and the Charmies, and then counters to the definitely the best possible counter to a deck that relies heavily on the extra deck. So yeah, nothing much more to say here. This is a more disciplined build of hero, and let's see if this works on the ladder. Won the Dartle at the very least, so we could put up a wombo combo of a board, but we may just be in a mirror match because my opponent is rocking the nearly exact same stuff that we do, and Purulia is going to be the death of us. Holy shit. Although granted, once we do get these combos rolling, we won't really care too much about summoning from the hand. We'll be summoning from the deck or extra deck instead, but we will be giving them a couple of draws, although their deck is a little thick. Not gonna lie, it could be or not be problematic depending on what we do here, but we're going to save up the Shadow Mist here and see what they interact with here. But I don't think they're gonna stop the Fattest because they can very clearly see what we're trying to do here. And then that'll happen. We don't have any other heroes in hand, so I think in this case we're going to get Furnace and then we'll do our whole thing from here. Yeah, or we can get Stratos and then we get Furnace. Yeah, we haven't normal summoned yet, so that's going to be Gucci in my book. Do you have a Droll and Lockbird? Of course you do. Well, at this point, we're not going to be able to do too much. So we're going to use Increase and then Tribute off the Fattest. So before they can do anything else. We'll just be able to Fusion Summon here, but I don't know what else we're going to be able to do. So there is that. Because Drone and Lockbird is also quite the turn ender for this deck, because it searches a lot. Do we do that? Send to Graveyard. Well, we're going to send to Graveyard, alright. We're going to send the Malicious, I guess. Yeah, we're gonna send the Malicious. And then, we could go for Stratos here, but we're not gonna be able to do too much with that, unfortunately. Wow. This is bad. This is really bad. We don't even have access to fusions, so yeah, we just end on a subpar set of monsters, unfortunately, and that's all we're gonna be able to do. So we could just have a couple of bodies on board and then we droplet them out of existence, so we can do that. We can Miracle Fusion, and then yeah, actually we can actually use Miracle Fusion here. So we do that. Do you do this, opponent? Okay, no you don't. Alright. And then we do this again. Wait, before that, we Stratos. He's not gonna do much, but he can't draw cards anyway at this point, so I think we're fine here. This, yes. Actually, no, we're gonna send everyone to the graveyard because we can't search anyway. And yeah, oh wait, hold on. What does this guy do? It recycles a fusion. Ooh, that's actually really spicy. So here's what we're gonna do instead. We're gonna use these two. Alright, and then oh wait, no, that was a mistake. I definitely should have used oh wait, no, it's still fine somehow. So we're gonna use this. There we go. And we could still, yeah, actually, add from deck to hand. So that's not gonna do much, unfortunately. We're gonna. Oh wait, no, it still works. So that is fine. We're going to banish, I guess, the Faris and the Stratos. There we go. And then we're gonna put. Oh god damn it! I misclicked there. I meant to put him underneath there, but I don't think it matters at this point. So we're just going to end on this kind of board. Then again, we are under Droll, so we're not gonna be able to do too much anyway. So I guess we'll be fine. Although granted, we do have a couple of beefy bodies. And if they do try anything, we could still somehow get in on this. So we shall see. Okay, hero lives. That is fine. Not like we can stop that. Stratos, do you search? I'm assuming you search. No, we don't stop that yet. That's not the choke point. So let's see here. Okay, Faris. He's gonna do his thing. Let's see what they do here. Okay. Yep. Again, I'm still not a believer of Miracle Injector. But we will stop that. That is one heck of a choke point. We'll just use one because Ejector is a thing, and he already uses normal summon on Ejector. So wait, was it a normal summon? Hold on. If this in your hand, send a Neospatian. Okay. Did he send a Neospatian already? He hasn't yet. So that was their normal summon. Okay, and then now he's gonna use his Faris. So I think he just baited me there. And ooh, this guy has Blaze Man. Okay. Can't wait to see what kind of combos you can pull off here. But definitely getting crimping the Ejector here is going to make them spend more resources than they normally would. But not like they have much of a board to break anyway. So yeah. We may have just died here. If there's anything I know about Hero, they can very easily build a board that can very easily OTK you. So I'm not gonna make you guys sit through it. You probably have seen enough Yu-Gi-Oh replays to know exactly how these Hero combo decks go. So I'll just see you guys either at the point where I can somehow crawl out of this, or we just move on to the next duel. Won the die roll? No, my opponent won the die roll. I wasn't watching, but I fell half asleep throughout my previous opponent's combo because it took a while. But I did eventually find lethal after a convoluted line of Jesus fucking Christ. Damn. People are, this is a sign that the format is in a really shitty place at the moment. You have stuff like deck lockdown, like holy shit. This is how you know that stuff like this. It's exactly how you know that things are not looking good at the moment. So okay, how do we do this? Well, we can do is we can summon Denier, then we can wait. Can we not special summon? I don't control any face-up monsters. Why can't I use Why can't I use a hero lives? Is it because of deck lockdown? Cannot be supposed to summon from the main deck. Oh, there it is. Well, we can use this, surprisingly. We'll sadly have to discard Denier. We can't use Polymerization, so yeah, we'll just summon Faris, sadly lose the Denier, and we'll see where this goes. We can use Faris here to get increase so that we at least get a card out of the deck. So we can do that. There we go. We can even use Mask Change to swap into someone. If we get into Stratos in particular, we can use Mask Change to get to Blast. So there's that. But we'll see what this face down is first. If it's a 2k blocker, okay. If that's all that was, what we can do now is because they don't really have much going on. I mean, we don't only have one Mask Change, so I think it behooves us to not be too greedy here. Because the deck lockdown is going to hurt us a lot, especially if we make the wrong move here. So Yeah. The name of my opponent probably has something to do with cursing that the meta is really bad. The Farfa meme of meta bad and whatnot. There we go. There we have a Stratos. So we normal summon Stratos. Then activate his effect. Yes. Destroy spell traps on the field, and we will destroy the Macrocosmos. There we go. Now that our graveyard is alive and well, we can do some stuff, but I don't think we need to. Surprisingly, we'll just use this to beat down on my opponent, and then we'll just use Hero Lives as a plan B, I guess. So there's gonna be one of those duels against a stun player. And we'll just see how far they go from here. So there we go. We'll just pass back. We're not even gonna set the mask change because I don't think they'll be doing too much anytime soon, unless they draw into something significant. But if they don't play their cards, then who the hell knows what they're gonna do from here. And again, if we don't really play into it and we just, attack, if they don't set any monsters face down, although granted, I think it's easy to tell what they were trying to fight against. Retaliating C is a sign. Special summon, yeah, any card sent to the graveyard. No, it's just Macrocosmos on a body, so there's also that. But yeah, stun player, not doing what they needed to do, that typical stuff, especially if the opponent knows what they're doing. So yeah, we take wins like that around here. Let's move on to the next duel. Won the die roll at the very least, so let's see what kind of wombo combo I can do. Well, this is decent. We have Duskcrow to recover, and then we can lead with Vion, all things considered, but always lead with Stratos. That is the Ash Blossom bait, and we're gonna see if they fall for it. No, they did not, so that's sad. I guess now we go for the Ferris line. Then we discard the Vion and hope we get somewhere from there. But that pause may just mean something, and of course it's the Rolling Lockbird. All right, I think I should just exchange the Feather Dusters into 2 copies of Rolling Lockbird instead, just in case I draw into the Called By or the Crossout Designator, and we'll be able to do something with that. So we discard the Vion. Sad that we don't have a fusion spell that we can use in hand, so unfortunately we may just have to end with another mediocre board here. But if we did somehow draw into Plasma next turn, we could potentially just shut down my opponent, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. So we sadly, again, we cannot do much because a lot of our stuff adds stuff to hand, so I think we'll just be happy that we have this. And Feather Duster might come in handy in the future, but we'll see about that. I think at the very least, this change in the meta, Dracotail is, at least I haven't seen Dracotail just yet, but Cool Tune has definitely changed a lot of people's ways to build their decks, so that may or may not be a bad thing. So we'll see. They got rid of my Vion, but that's not the problem. Hell, hey, one of my problem matchups, but I don't think that's the problem just yet. So they're gonna try that. I mean, if they have 5 mana, they have 5 mana, but if this stops that, then good on us. So we send that, and we send this. We're gonna leave Stratos behind because it's the biggest possible body that we have. So we get rid of Malulu, and they didn't respond with 5 mana, so that means she's not in hand just yet. We might stand a chance still, so we're gonna find out soon enough. Okay, linking away into Vertsmagerts. Oh, they're gonna do it that way. Okay. Yeah, this card's just fine now. Hard to believe that this was supposedly banned in the paper game, but here in Master Duel, yeah, the format here, this format in particular rather, is a lot more powerful than the paper game. So Vertsmagerts is fine here. I mean, you only really need 1 copy. I don't know why you would limit it to 1, but I can definitely understand why, because it reduces the repeatability of this plant snake. And okay, Sanctifier, sure. It's a way to get around stuff and send stuff to the graveyard, sure. Cat 2, and yeah, we definitely lost. Getting into Cat 2, that means they can get into 5 mana very soon, and yeah, there she is. Yep. Yeah, we definitely lost here. Oh, really? They're not gonna do that on their turn? They're gonna do it on mine? Okay. Insult to injury there, but okay, sure. That's... I don't know how much further they can... wait. If they only got 5 mana there and they didn't use it, does that mean they don't have the materials necessary in hand? Okay, that's also a possibility, actually. So we're not out of the woods just yet. We're gonna find out soon enough if whatever it is they're planning to do here is going to just be that. Although Sanctifier is a problem, it can take stuff out of my graveyard. Although, granted, there are 2 targets that they can summon back, and, well, I drew my 2 of. But I think we'll be fine here. We'll be fine. We'll banish the Faris because he's done his job at this point. Then we'll get the fountain, and then we'll have even more bodies on board. But if this doesn't lead anywhere, then we were definitely dead. But again, 5 mana, they searched it, but they're not doing anything with it just yet. I think they're just deciding now. That pause there could very well indicate that they're deciding on when to activate the 5 mana because they only really have 1 shot at it. So we're gonna get fountain here. We're gonna combo off, but we're gonna see how far this goes. So now we're gonna summon fountain, and then we're gonna get the mask change that way. Yep, you're gonna summon yourself, go in defense position. You don't have any on summon effects, so we're gonna use you as tribute fodder for increase. There we go. And if we do shut down the graveyard, then that, at the very least, that shuts down a portion of their plan. So we chain 1 the fountain. Yeah, we chain 1 the fountain because we want to get into Dark Law here. And by chain blocking like this, this could be problematic for them. Okay, cool. Increase, doing his job there. Okay. Okay, fountain. We'll get that. Put that there. And, okay. Then we send someone to the graveyard. There we go. We'll send the Shadow Mist. I mean, if my opponent's just gonna allow this, then good God, they're gonna be in for a bad time. I can just tribute these 3 off and, you know, go into Plasma. Now's as good a time as any, opponent. If you're gonna do something, you'd better do it here. Because once I get Plasma on board, you could potentially not have any actions anymore. Although, granted, if there's one thing about Dracotail is they do have graveyard triggers. If it comes to that. So I don't think we can play around anymore. We're not going to get the polymerization, even though that's going to give us a lot of advantage. So we're going to shut down their field like right now before they can do anything else. Or at the very least, this will force an activation somewhere. Well, now that they can no longer activate their on-field stuff, we can just take their Sanctifier and, you know, be happy with it. Okay, now they're using their 5 mana here. Okay. But they won't be able to use their Arthalion at the very least. Although their Arthalion is going to be pretty big. And now that we use the Plasma effect, and this is only once per turn, I don't think we're going to recover from here. I think they were... Oh my god, they did have everything. But Gulamel is not going to... Oh, really? It still pushes through. That is fascinating. Okay. They didn't get rid of the Albion, so that's something. I'm not worried about that. Gulamel is not going to activate anyway. Okay, sure. You're negated. There we go. Pan is the one that I'm worried about, though. Oh, okay. Getting Rahu, I believe. Yeah, that was Rahu. And that was the one that destroys. Alright, cool. Yeah. So we'll just activate Heavy Storm here, commit Sudoku, and see you guys in the next duel. Won the die roll at least, so let's see if I pull off a win this time around. A legitimate win. But our hand sucks, unfortunately. So we could just YOLO with Rota here, but if that fails, we have Fusion Destiny. So let's see where it goes. We go Rota. Ooh, that gets somewhere. Okay. We go Stratos and then normal summon him, try and get Faris, but if that doesn't get anywhere, then, well, that's just how the cookie crumbles. We add a hero, so let's see. We add Faris, there we go. And we'll discard the Malicious because that's a very easy discard. Our opponent's rocking the Malice stuff, so that's automatically scary. But we're gonna see how far we can go from here. So Faris, activate his effect. We put increase in the spell trap zone. Increase effect. We tribute away the Faris. Summon the increase, and then increase special summon from the deck. We'll get Vion, then Vion effect. We'll send Shadow Mist. Okay. And because we normal summoned already, we're not gonna be able to do too much here, unfortunately. So Shadow Mist effect. We can either get Duskcrow or Furnace at this point, but we're not gonna be able to do much. We're not gonna get into the mask change very easily, so we'll get the Fountain instead. And then Vion effect. We're gonna banish the Faris because again, he's done his job. We don't really need him too much anymore. There we go. And then polymerization, and my opponent got bored. But yeah, that was going to be a very decent board because we even have Fusion Destiny in hand. So yeah, that was a victory, but I guess I'll count that because wins like that around here are very few and far in between. So yeah, let's move on to the next duel. I honestly can't wait for the Overframe collection to come here to Master Duel because there is hero support in that set as well. So opponent's rocking an extra thick deck, but what do we bait them with? I guess Hero Olives. Hero Olives, indeed. So let's see if they do anything with that. No, they don't yet, but we'll find out soon enough. 60 cards, and let's see what kind of hand traps they drew into. So we use Stratos here, going to Faris. They didn't have any hand traps, I guess. Again, we take wins like that around here. Let's check my opponent's deck and see what they were rocking. Okay, my opponent is on a Dragon pile. Dragon Link in particular. 60 card Dragon Link. I guess they didn't draw into any of their hand traps. They probably had a handful of gas. So that is definitely something. They have all of the stuff that you would expect out of Dragon Link at this point. It's just a slop of dragons and a lot of one-ofs, which is fascinating to say. Well, granted, they recycle a lot of stuff in and out of the graveyard anyway, and the rest of their deck is just filled to the brim with hand traps and interaction. Like, holy shit, I didn't think you would need this little monsters at this point because of how tight the extra deck has become. And then I believe you also get stuff in and out of the graveyard anyway, so you don't really run out of resources with this deck. This is definitely one of those decks. Let's move on to the next duel. Lost a die roll yet again. So let's see what my opponent is gonna have for us here. We did open with full loss, so let's YOLO with it and see if my opponent has interaction. Opponent's rocking Cool Tune stuff, so we could just very well be dead here. Cool Tune is way too good. Okay, Cool Tune Synchro. Searching already, I believe. Yeah, add a Cool Tune card from deck to hand, except Cool Tune Synchro. Then Synchro summon a tuner. So literally the entire deck is tuners. So that is their whole gimmick here. They're not synchroing, so that is fascinating. We do have Droplet as a way to stop their shenanigans potentially, and Rekko, okay, that is fine. I believe it is, yeah, Rotary and Q are the ones that manipulate both your hand and your deck. So we're gonna see if they get these into rotation. Okay, they're synchroing right away, so that is automatically scary. Trackmaker, sure. If it would be used, if special summoned, add a cool tune card from deck to hand. Sure. I guess they're thinking about adding stuff, or oh, okay, they're gonna use rotary first, and okay, sure. Look at my hand. You can only really use one hero lives, so that is fine. But they're definitely gonna put back the droplet here because otherwise I don't have interaction. And they're gonna see that the coast is clear, but they are still under the effects of Fualos here, so they're gonna need to decide quite largely here. Or no, did they not use it? Oh, that's interesting. Rotary and oh no, they just have hand knowledge. Okay, sure. Okay, now they have. I have one unknown, and clip gets rid of a card from my extra deck. Thankfully, I didn't really need Wonder Driver. That's not going to do much here. All right, cool. Reco down on the field, and will you still keep synchroing, opponent, or you're gonna do it on my turn, which is also a possibility that you can do. Tribute to synchro, sure. Don't know why you would still keep going, but okay, sure. Summon from deck. Ooh, I draw another card. Now I have. There are two unknowns in hand. So, although granted, if I manage to draw into my two Stratos, Hero Lives is going to be a lot less exciting. Okay, and well, speak and it shall come true. I have both of my Stratos now in hand, and the Hero Lives is not as good as it needs to be. Okay, B2B. That's definitely a thing that is worth negating. Okay, they didn't end on much, so... granted, I'm still scared because Cool Tune is Cool Tune. And the thing about this is we don't really need to do too much here. So we go Hero Lives. We're gonna try and bait stuff out first before we use the droplet because they know we have a droplet in hand. So there's that. Target a Cool Tune in your field or graveyard. Apply the following effects. Cannot special summon. Sure. Return the target to hand, you say. Okay, they're gonna get something from the graveyard. They're getting, I believe, Trackmaker. Okay, if special summoned, add a Cool Tune card from deck to hand. So they're gonna get a, they're going to get a Cool Tune monster so they can synchro summon during my turn. Okay, so they know I have a droplet in hand. So I'm gonna let that slide. And, oh, it returns it to the extra deck. That is... fascinating. Okay, cool. We are going to get Shadow Mist. We're gonna put her here. There we go. We are not going to activate her effect because we have other ways to get into Mask Change now. Now, opponent, do you not have anything? Question mark? Hello? Sure, we're gonna use Ferris. Discard the Malicious. Do you have something for this? Again, you know I have a droplet here. Sure. Wait, does Cool Tune prevent me from interacting with you? So, we're gonna turn the interaction on. See if it gets us anywhere. Return that target to the hand. Yeah. I guess he was expecting something else to happen. For the rest of this turn, yeah, you can't special summon except tuners. You do know that I have this in hand, right? We are now going to send the extra Stratos that we have. We only really have one target, so if your hand is okay, then I guess we win against Cool Tune? Question mark? We'll see. I'm not too sure what we can do just yet. I'll find out soon enough. Faris effect. They have one card in hand, and I don't quite know if any of their stuff can activate in the graveyard. They're still trying, even though B2B is negated. So, so Faris, we do the whole hero thing, and then I'm not going to activate Fusion Destiny just yet. So we're going to activate that, then get Faris out of here. Then we put that there. Then increase effect. We summon the Vion. There we go. Then Vion effect. This will actually, quote-unquote, negate the Fusion Destiny at this point. And then we're gonna normal summon Stratos. There we go. We'll actually add a hero from deck to hand. There we go. We're going to add the Plasma that way. And then we're going to... we do have a lot of material, so I'm definitely spoiled for choice here. Sadly, Wonder Driver would have been very useful in this exact juncture. But it is what it is. So we're going to tribute these two off, or, you know, link them away. Cross Crusader, there we go. And then chain 1 would be... chain 1, Shadow Mist. Chain 2 would be Cross Crusader because Shadow Mist is a lot more important. There we go. Then Cross Crusader will do his thing. And we're just going to try to assemble Lethal here. And then Fusion Destiny is going to be the last thing that we're going to do. Add from deck to hand. We add the Fountain. There we go. So we have another element, basically, that we can use. Okay. We can actually have Mask Change and do the thing here. Okay. We're actually going to have Mask Change. So get Furnace. There we go. And then we'll use Malicious. We're going to put him back. There we go. This is going to take a while, so you guys are going to need to sit back and relax for a bit. So we get Denier, and it seems that my opponent is not going to have much. So yeah, you're just going to watch me commentate over a hero combo. So how's your day been, guys? This is going to take a while. I don't know how much longer this is gonna go for, but I am just I'm not exactly, you know, pressing buttons here because I know exactly what I need to do in order to do what I need to do here. So we're going to fusion summon away some stuff. We're going to get Sunrise. We're going to use this guy, and we'll use this guy. Yeah. Yeah, we'll use these two. And that's also a way for us to get into Mask Change. So yeah, I probably shouldn't have searched Furnace there, but yeah, what can you do? I'm just trying to assemble Lethal at this point. This is a quick effect. Holy shit, I forgot about that. Okay, now we have Mask Change and Miracle Fusion. We can do a couple of stuff. We can even get the other things as well, but I think we'll be fine here. So we'll use Cross Crusader as 2 materials. There we go. And then we'll do that there. Then Dread Decimator. There we go. And then we will do this. Oh, wait, no. There we go. And then we'll finally summon Plasma down. And there we go. And then Plasma, we'll put him in the center. 1. Well, again, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Put Plasma down. Again, we're just trying to assemble Lethal here. There we go. Then Miracle Fusion. There we go. And then, let's not make a mistake here. We're going to get Flame. There we go. This and Stratos. There we go. And then we're going to put that there. There we go. Okay, then Flame Wingman effect. We're gonna get Favorite Contact. There we go. Then Fusion Destiny. We're gonna get DPE into rotation as well. We're gonna send this and this. There we go. And yeah, we definitely have a very beefy board at this point. Holy shit. Fualos literally killed Cooltoon. Holy shit. And now we're even gonna absorb the B2B so that they won't have access to it like ever. So yeah, very handily got rid of Cooltoon there. And now they didn't even wait for me to you know, deliver the killing blow. They blue balled me there. But we're gonna cut it here, and oh boy, Hero can definitely stick out like a sore thumb every once in a while, as you guys saw in these duels, and definitely pilot error as well is also a factor. But when it does pop off, as you guys saw there, it pops off pretty goddamn hard. And Plasma is still an acquired taste, especially in a meta like this, where they have in hand or in graveyard destruction effects that can very easily remove your plasma. But when it does get through unobstructed, so uh, it's going to be quite the win con. So yeah, the build is pretty good. It's working as I intended it to. So yeah, we're gonna cut it here. And if you guys like what you saw, hit like, comment, subscribe, and share it among your friends. And until next time, toodles.